Sorry, I didn't realize I was on recording. What's up, guys? It's your boy Subscriber again here, and today we're going to be looking at a game that I personally like, chess. Now, if you don't like chess or your religion doesn't like chess, that's fine with me. I don't want to get you in trouble by your parents or your grandparents or your great-grandparents or your great-great-great-parents and so on. So today we're going to be looking at a game that I like called chess, and it's been around for some time. And by some time, I mean a long time. So, first thing you're going to see is you're going to see some white and black squares. And those are called the move spaces. So, I have a chessboard that's like this. So, I'm going to explain the pieces and how they work and what they do. So, there are multiple techniques of chess: CBR, capture, protect, run, castling, and there's a lot more that I can't name because I don't know. But they do exist, and there are a lot more that I can't name. So let's start off with the simplest piece, the pawn. This little guy can only travel one space at a time and can only attack diagonally. So if there is a chessboard in front of you, take it out and let's play. So if there's a black piece right here and there's a white piece right here and it's white to move, this white piece can capture this black piece. You get it? So that's what the pawn does. He's a really cool guy, and he's slow, I might say. Now, one unique ability that the pawn has is that, so the pawn starts right here. Wait, hang on. The pawn starts right here. And if a pawn gets to right here, he gets to evolve into another piece, such as the rook, the knight, the bishop, or the queen. You cannot become another pawn with a pawn because that was just a waste of moves, and you're just a bad player. So that's what the pawn does. Let's focus on another guy that my personal favorite, the rook. So the rook is pretty cool. He's my favorite guy. The rook can move sideways and upwards, but the rook cannot go off the board, because if the rook's down here and he was like, "Hey, I want to run a marathon," he can't just fly off the board. That'd be illegal. Not illegal, but in the chess game you'd lose for clowning around. So the rook can go sideways how many you want, and it can go upwards how many you want. But if there's a piece in the way, then the rook can only go this many spaces. So if there's like a pawn right here, and there's a black rook right here, and it's white to move, the white piece can either go up, and then the black piece captures this rook, or here's a certain play that I like to do. Your rook can go right here. Whoop, crap. Your rook can go right here. So that way it's just a battle. White rook, white pawn, black rook. So if your rook happens to go up here, your pawn can capture him. But if your rook happens to go down here, then all other pieces can get it. So I like the rook. He's my personal favorite. So moving on, we have covered the rook, we have covered the pawn, and now we have the most powerful piece of the game of chess, the queen. Now, the queen is the most powerful piece in chess. She has every piece combined. It's basically like a mixture of the rooks, the knights, the bishops, and the pawns. So it's basically a combination of every piece, not including the king. So the queen can move like a rook, a bishop, and a knight. So the queen can go up, down, side, side, how many squares she wants. She can go diagonal, how many squares she wants. And I like to know she can't move like the knight that goes like this. She can't do that. She can move diagonal, up, down, side to side. She's basically the most powerful piece on the game of chess. So let's say that. Wait, where's my other? Okay. So let's say that one queen was sitting right here and another queen was sitting right here. This queen could capture this queen if it were white to move, but this queen could capture this queen if it were black to move. So, and in the game of chess, white gets to move first. At the end of this video, I'll show you how to set up the chessboard and how to play a legit game of chess. But for now, let's focus on a guy that I like but not too terrible. The bishop. Now, the bishop has a unique way of moving. So, like I covered on the queen, the queen has the ability to move like the bishop diagonally. So, if a white bishop is on a white square, that bishop cannot ever go on a black square. But if a black bishop is on a black square, that bishop and this bishop cannot capture each other. They're best friends. But if the black bishop are on the white square and the white bishop are on the white square, they go from friends to enemies. They're frenemies. So that's the bishop. Now, we've already covered a lot of the pieces, but this is the one that puzzles a lot of people. The knight. The knight is basically a horse. It's just, he's not named like one. Now, the knight has a unique way of moving. Like I said, the bishop, the knight, can only move in an L shape and constantly is changing colors, unlike the bishop, who has to stay on one color. So if a black knight is on a black square and he moves, he'll be on a white square. Now the knight can only move in an L, so he would go 1, 2 over, or he can go over 1, 2, but he will always go from black to white or white to black. See what I did there? Black, white, white, black. So anyway, that's the knight, and they're really cool. There are really cool pieces of chess. So if it were black to move, this black piece could capture this white piece. So it could go bam, bam, hello there, yeah! So that's what the knight can do. Oh, and the knight is the only piece that can jump over other pieces. So let's say that this piece and this piece were having issues. This knight could just say, see you later, and just make an L turn. Other pieces cannot jump other pieces. So if a queen were like this and she wanted to go up, she would have this pawn would have to, sorry, I can't get my words, would have to attack another pawn for the queen to get away. So that's what the knight can do. It can jump over pieces, and it's a really cool piece in my opinion. But the rook is my favorite. All right, so we have one last piece to cover. The king. This is less than a pawn. It's the most vulnerable and it's the worst. The king is basically your source of playing. So your king always goes on the opposite color of what it is. So white goes on black and black goes on white. So the king can only move one. It is an extremely slow piece. So it would have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plays to get across the board. But other pieces can capture it. So there are certain plays in chess. There's stalemate, checkmate, check, and stale. There are 4 plays, and there's a lot more that I cannot name. So in the game of chess, check, so let's say that a white queen was threatening a black king. So this instance would be called check. Now, we've covered that the queen is an ultimate being, and she is basically the mom of all the other pieces. If a king moves right here, that's basically checkmate. If a king moves right here, it's checkmate. But if the queen moves right here or right here, it's check. So let's say that a black pawn was threatening a white king. This instance right here would be called check. It would be called check. Since this piece has an opportunity to go to this piece. But if you do not say the name, if you do not say the word check, but there's a version of chess called ultimate where you don't warn others, if you do not say check, you will be eliminated from the game of chess and the other person wins. So if I don't say check right here and the other person doesn't see it, I would say checkmate. But I lost because I didn't say check, unless I was in the game of ultimate where I don't warn others if it's check or not. So this game is really special to me. It's always had a place in my heart. I'm going to show you certain moves and certain plays. So we've covered all the pieces and their wacky mechanics. So let's focus on the plays. So there is check, checkmate, stalemate, and stale. So stale is an opportunity of where the game goes forever, but it's not yet going forever. Stalemate is where the game will go forever and there is no ending. So if there is a king and a king left, that's stalemate. If there's a king, a knight, and a other king, that's stale. But if there's a bishop right here, a queen right here, a king right here, a knight right here, and a rook right here, that's checkmate right there. So checkmate is when if a player makes a certain move, if the player makes a wrong move, then the other player can get their king. In which instance, if this king captures this queen, this bishop can checkmate it. So let's go back to the beginning play. Well, if this king decides to capture this rook, again, this bishop can capture that king. Let's go back to the beginning play. Now, in the instance of where this king did not decide to do anything, and so let's say that there was a white pawn right here, and he decided that I'm gonna try and make this stale. That's checkmate right there, because then this knight right here can boom, you're out. It's basically checkmate no matter of way you look at it. So if the king moved here, boom. If the king moved here, boom. If the king moved here, wait. That instance was wrong. I got that entirely wrong. Now this is checkmate. Because if the king moves here, wait, no, this is check. Yeah, this is check. But the other players won't see it as this, because if the king moves right here, and there will be no play such as this, but if the king moves right here, then he's practically safe. But anywhere else is death. So thanks for watching. Not yet. The video's not over. Okay, I'm going to teach you a play called CPR, which stands for capture, protect, or run away. So it should be called CPRA, SPRA, but it's called SPR. So C stands for capture. So I'm going to use black as an example here. If there's a bishop threatening the life of this little king right here, C would be capture, and where this knight could take over that bishop, and it'd be, well, there wouldn't be a play for it. But That would be C. Now P, I'd have to get rid of this knight and bring in this queen. So P is protect, which means you use the life of one of your own pieces, which to me is very sad. So this bishop attacks this queen, and the queen dies. But this king attacks this bishop, and the bishop dies. So there's 2 deaths. So anyway, that's P, which is protect. Or you could do run away, which is basically let your king or any other piece die. So this queen is jealous and greedy and wants the life of its own, so she decides to run away. Now it's checkmate. Since this bishop right here called check, and this queen said, "See you later, king," and she said, "I'm going to Europe." Woo! She's off in the Atlantic Ocean, swimming with her money, and this king is left in Asia with this bishop. So can you guess what happens? That king dies. Now that was CPR right there. I think I've covered everything in chess for you. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to smack that like button. And as always, subscribe because please, I need a 90th subscriber by the end of this year. And I'm giving away free merch for whoever is the 90th subscriber. Hang on, let me get my merch real quick. 3, 2, 1. This little Lego toy right here. He can bring you hours of enjoyment. Just please click the subscribe button. I'm begging you. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you did. And I hope you did enjoy watching. Subscribe. Please. I'm begging you. Alright, Subscriber King out.